Everyone, so in today's video we are going to be reviewing the newest Lisa Eldridge Velveteen Lip Color. I will definitely be telling you my thoughts on this lipstick. Do I think it's good? Do I think it's worth the money? All of that stuff, so definitely stay tuned for that. If you like to see more makeup content, stuff like that, I would definitely love it if you did stay. Go ahead and give me a subscribe, like this video if you do like it, and go ahead and comment down below. Let's roll on into the video. Pardon me just jumping in here real quick. I just realized that I did not mention the video that I'm just gonna jump in and start applying the lipstick, so that is what I'll be doing in the next clip. But yes, let's get on back to the video. Okay, so this is the first layer. I'm curious to do like a second layer just to build it up because I think I probably have like a little bit of foundation or whatever underneath. So far, it looks really nice. It's very matte, but comfortable. I can feel it drying down a little bit, but nothing like that I'm not used to as a person who loves to wear liquid lipsticks. I will definitely say it does feel like very lightweight. And then I don't know what people are saying when they're saying it's like a moussey formula. It to me still feels pretty like liquidy. I mean, maybe I'm just not like super familiar with like a moussey formula, but I tend to like assume moussey would be like thick. I feel like I can get that in a way of like it almost feels very like airy. I don't know. And I really appreciate how like matte it is. It's very, very pretty. But let's go in with a second dip. And that is the second coat. You will see I probably did a couple extra dips just because I wanted to see it like full opacity. And again, kind of as mentioned, I probably should have cleaned off my lips before I applied the coat of the liquid lipstick, but you unfortunately didn't. So I'm just gonna let it dry for probably about a minute, and then I kind of want to see if it's transfer proof. I don't remember if she mentioned that in her video or not, so I will have to like rewatch it, but I just realized I'm wearing blush, so I'm just gonna apply that real quick, probably wait about a minute or 2 minutes to see, and then kind of do, you know, the normal little kiss test, and then I'll show you. Okay, so we are back after that couple minutes of dry time. I think it's looking very matte, very, I don't know, just really pretty, and I do think it's actually going to be transfer proof. It really feels dry, so let's do the, you know. So I don't know if you can see that. So there's just a very little bit around, yeah, around the edges. So I don't know if that's the lip liner poking through or what, but I would say honestly, pretty successful. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear it for my entire work day, probably touch up around lunchtime, and then we will pick back up. Alright, and I'm back. Sorry if any light or anything is off. It is, like I said earlier, I just got off of work. So this is how we are looking. This is over 8 hours of wear. I did put this on right before I left, I think at like 6:10, and this is what we are looking like right now. It is 4:50, so it's not like 10 hours, 10 and a half hours. So far looking super good. I did not see any like actual claims of like how long lasting it's supposed to be, but it so far is very long lasting. During lunchtime, I tried to get a photo, but like I was unable to. But I honestly, it looked really good. It kind of does look the same as I have now. Just a little bit of like fading where the lips touch. I started to get like a little bit of like build up in the like inner rim of the lips, but that could have been because I applied another layer. That seemed to kind of just rub off, and now it just feels, again, super comfortable. Like I said earlier this morning, very transfer proof. I've had no issues. I mean, I would say, and it's like a teeny bit, I guess I shouldn't say very 100% transfer proof. It did do it for me like most liquid lipsticks do. Like, not to be weird, but this is my water from earlier at work. There's just a little bit of lipstick residue that tends to just be normal for me. Not a big deal. And again, I think the biggest thing is the fact that the color is still there. So that is something I really appreciate. Okay, so delving into the basics of this product. So let's just start off with the shipping. So I did order mine on the 18th. It did come super fast for me. It was delivered on the 21st. It did come, one thing I really do like is it did come in this very simple package, very small, compact, but still very elegant. And I don't know, I just really like that. I like this little lip and just with some simple tissue paper. It did come with a sample. I do like that it says in here, all of my packaging are recyclable, please recycle them. I just thought it was something, just like a random little touch that I did appreciate, and I do appreciate that the box is just not so like extra, because truthfully it's about the makeup, and so I'm not going to want to keep this box lying around. I'm just going to go ahead and recycle it. So I do really appreciate that. Moving on, so mine is like a little dirty, I do apologize, but this is what the actual packaging itself looks like. Very elegant, very pretty. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get rid of the box. I might struggle with that, but we shall see. So if I did not say, this is in the shade Ribbon. I do believe I showed you earlier. So the actual product, so it does have like a frosted tubing. I do believe it still is plastic, but it feels very nice. The cap is, I would say, more feels like kind of weighted. It definitely, I believe this is metal. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like metal. It does have her little signature stamped in there, which is super cute. And again, has the shade name on the bottom. So this product does retail for $27. It is, in my opinion, along that line of more luxury. I wouldn't say it's like I'm not fully familiar with luxury, but for me, it was luxury. But it's really nice, and I don't know, I really like it. One thing I wanted to do is just do some swatches showing you some similarities from my collection. I only have a couple of different ones, but I'm going to go ahead and apply just a little bit on the back of my hand of this shade. I'm gonna have to let them all dry, but so far this is Ribbon by Lisa Eldridge. This next shade is one of my favorite, Revolution. I don't think there's a shade name, but this is from the Grinch collection last year. And then lastly, rolling in with Glam Light in the shade Red Velvet. Just gonna give those a couple of minutes to dry down real quick. So after a decent amount of time, a couple of them still are not dried, but I will definitely say the Lisa Eldridge one dried the quickest. I don't even know if you can see this texture. I appreciate just how matte it is, and I feel like I can understand when people are talking about moussiness. But again, I still, as kind of mentioned before, I don't really agree with the claims of being moussey. I might just not be used to like this formula they're talking about, but I really appreciate the matte finish. Like, I definitely think I'm going to be picking up Dragon, I think is like that reddish orange shade, which I think will hopefully nice on me, even though I probably don't necessarily need it, but it is the prettiest, I feel. It is like the only shade out of the rest that I probably want to pick up. I'll definitely be looking. Again, like I said, these are quite expensive to me, knowing that you get, you know, four for like $100, a little bit more. But they're also really good quality, so I really do appreciate them. That is going to be it for today's video. I really do hope that you all did enjoy this. Let me know down below, are you going to be picking up the Lisa Eldridge lipstick? If there's any of the shades that you really like. But yes, let me know down below if you'll be picking that up. I would absolutely love it if you would give me a subscribe, like this video, and comment down below if you did enjoy this video, or just tell me about your day or whatever. But thank you again so much for being here, and I will see you on my next one. Okay, bye.